Good morning.
Good morning, Vandana.
So, how is everybody?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, fine, fine.
Just before I forget, I wanted to inform that 3 o'clock today in the 3 o'clock batch, we're going to have Smriti Goswami as a guest. She's an access consciousness facilitator. And she'll be talking about different things than I do. She's very good at her work. And so, if you all, any of you can join again, please join also the 3 p.m. batch.
Yesterday I was listening to that link, YouTube link.
The 6 p.m. one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but today she'll talk about something different.
Okay.
Because
Possible.
she does a lot of things and she's amazing. Like she's one of my best friends, apart
Okay.
from being a facilitator. So yeah, that's that. And how is everybody today?
Good, rocking.
Sure.
Very good. Physical body, emotional space, all of that.
Mind chattering happens.
Mind chattering means about what?
Uh, it's all senseless. It's I don't know. It's nothing particularly. Any thought comes, another thought comes, but no link, no connection. Sometimes I'm traveling, and sometimes I'm sad.
Hmm.
Sometimes like it's all happens in the sleep. Once I'm awake, I'm fine.
Yeah, in the sleep, I know when we are doing all this work and we are connecting to so many people and we are hearing so many stories, it's very natural for the mind to process it. What I realized is 1 week down the lane, it's getting difficult for me to get up because I haven't been doing my shielding when I'm doing these classes. And I'm hearing so many sad stories and deaths and, all kind of uh, energy interference, I would say. And when this many people uh, in a day, not just 3 times in a day with Souls Temple, I'm also attending a book read, which is like night 8:30 to 10:30. So in that also there are a lot of people, and that book read is about childhood and parent, adult, child, transactional analysis. So there's a lot of things that come up, old memories and stuff, and then everybody shares their own thing. So in sharing circles, either it's good to be very immune. If you're very immune, it's great. But if you can't be, then it's good to shield yourself. So in whatever way you want to shield.
How do you do that, Vandana?
Sorry?
And of course, how do you do that? Can you suggest? Like I do my chanting, I do my kavach.
Chanting in this, kavach is good, na? So when do you do it? Before you sleep, you do it?
Anytime I'm feeling little restless in the day.
No. But before you sleep and after you wake up.
In the night, yeah. Before
Yeah. Because before you sleep, when you're doing, like in old days, why people used to tell children to, do reciting mantras before we sleep, so that all the thoughts that we have been processing in the entire day all gets away, and then we are chanting the mantras, we are connecting. There is, see, whether or not you believe in God, these words, whatever mantras that you're chanting, have a, first of all, you don't know the meaning. Most people don't know the meaning. They're just chanting it with the belief that, okay, we are remembering God. And we all have a belief that God is a higher power, which is kind of who can take care of everything, right? And so when we have a faith in some mantra or some words that we are chanting, then naturally that sets the tone for a good night's sleep. I remember, like, uh, when my children were small, every day I used to sing bhajans and I used to make them do mantras and sleep. irrespective of what my environment was like, irrespective of what my circumstances were like, I don't think sleep was ever not peaceful. I would always have a good night's sleep. Children would have a good night's sleep. They would wake up fresh. And then another thing that I used to do with my children was every day night I would go sit with them, even when they were grown up enough to sleep somewhere else. I would go sit with them, ask them how was their day, and then I would give them a hug. I would tell them I love you. I would make them say I love you. You know, they would in return say I love you. And all of those, these are small rituals which kind of form the base of any relationship. Any relationship. I mean, this I'm giving example of parent-child because that was the one that I was very involved in more than any other relationship. For me, my children were like really, really important and precious, and they still are. Could I do the same with my spouse? Not really. Okay. I mean, could I always sleep with a I love you and a hug? Not really. I mean, I would have my own whatever differences of opinion and yeah, whoa. But here, coming to, how much ever differences of opinion we have, how much ever we are in conflict, inside and outside, the chanting of the mantras or doing soul's temple or doing clearing statements or doing some shielding or anything, any healing modality that you have learned, Reiki or anything.
Yeah, I do it.
When you do that and you sleep and when you wake up and you do that, I think it's the best time to kind of extend your gratitude for all the tools that you have, to extend your gratitude that, yeah, you're getting to sleep peacefully. There is no havoc, there's nobody in the hospital, there's no, like so many things that we don't have. So many things we have, okay? For me, when I'm doing these workshops, it is overwhelming sometimes, and at the same time, it's very another way of getting me to the space of how grateful I must be that I don't have any of those issues that I'm talking about, right? The physical, the mental, the emotional, the deaths, the this, the that, everything. How grateful I must be every day that, wow, things are good. Things are normal. We take things being normal as boring. We all like challenges. We all like, situations where, oh, there's a challenge. Now I've managed that challenge and now I've come out of it. So, yes, it gives a thrill when you have challenges and when you come out of challenges. At the cost of what, first thing? And second thing, if you're bored, can we do something else than trying to invite more difficult situations and challenges in our life? What does that mean? That there will never be a problem in your life? There will be. I mean, problems will come and go. But the fact is, ever since I've started doing healing, the difference between my life before and now, challenges come, situations show up, but I just come out of them very easily. Very easily. I just like, okay, fine. What's going on? Let me see the situation. This is happening. Okay, for example, in the beginning of, not the beginning, maybe somewhere in November, December, my son got corona. He was in New York. He's alone. Nobody to take care of him. And in corona, obviously, he can't go to the hospital on his own, and fever was high. He doesn't accept healing. So I just, first I was like, please beta, give me the permission for doing shamanic healing or something. नहीं मुझे जरूरत नहीं, मैं खुद ही कर लूँगा. Okay, fine, no problem. Now, these are the times when you have to keep your grounded space all the more, alert. So I was like, okay, just I sat with it. And the first thing that I have learned is acknowledgement is so important. I would sit and I would be like, okay, what's going on inside me? I'm feeling worried. I'm feeling that he doesn't have friends also. I'm feeling that he'll not take support from anybody. I'm feeling that, it might get worse. I'm feeling, what if he has to reach the hospital? I can't even go to New York. I don't even have a visa. I don't have the money. So, like, our mind can, it can just go on and on.
Travel.
It's super powerful to think about all the worst things that can happen. But nowadays, I don't fight with that. I don't say that I don't want to think all this. I know he'll be fine. I will not do any of that. I will just acknowledge, yeah, this. Okay, fine. Thank you, mind. Over. Stop. Okay. We've thought about all the worst things already. Fine. If it happens, what can I do? We'll see. Now what? What do I want to focus on? And then shift my focus to what can I do sitting here? So sitting here, I can do Soul's Temple. I can connect to my angels. I can tell my angels to go there and be with him. He believes it or not, I believe, right? I know my angels will go there and they will take care. So whole night, that one night, I just kept doing Soul's Temple, Soul's Temple. I connected to my angels. I said, go opalescent white light around him and, just take care of him. Make sure that he's fine. His mental space is fine. Emotional space is fine. Blah, blah, blah. I will do all of those things. And then I'll be like, okay, in cognitive space, what do I need to do? Now that, fortunately, at that time, I was learning transactional analysis. And in that, it's about behavioral patterns and cognitive behavioral patterns and stuff like that. So I got to know that, okay, I was pondering on, he has this pattern of inviting a lot of near-death experiences always. Since childhood, so many times he would fall so sick that it'll be like, oh my God, something might happen. That was his pattern for a very long time. So I was like, okay, fine, let me go there and find out what's going on. And as soon as I got to know what is his pattern, and then I spoke to my, teacher, facilitator, and I asked that, okay, I know this is the pattern that he has. How can I talk to him different so that he gets the message that I care and he's important? He's important, he's precious, his life is precious, and whether or not he does healing, my desire is that he must be fine. Okay. Then my facilitator said, you can tell this just this way, nothing, no change. So I just gave him a call immediately. Now this is where my expertise lies. Is I immediately put it into action. I don't keep it in my thinking mind for a very long time. I will get up. I called my son. I said, you know what, Babu? You're very important. तू बहुत important है मेरे लिए. You're very precious. Your life is very precious. Healing नहीं करना है, कोई बात नहीं है. But तू ठीक रहना. तू अपना ख्याल रखना, और अगर प्रॉब्लम बढ़ जाए तो प्लीज़ बता देना. मैं यहाँ से बैठ के सिर्फ डरने के अलावा कुछ नहीं कर सकती हूँ. मैं सिर्फ चिंता कर सकती हूँ और मेरे पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है. I might get very helpless in this situation, which I don't want to get. And I don't want you also to panic, and that is why I'm talking about all this. And please, bache dhyan rakhna. Now, does that make it, first thing, instead of telling him, you don't even listen to me, I tell you so many times, you should make friends, you don't have any social circle, I can go on and on in that time. Instead of behaving like an adult, I can become a child myself and be this stubborn person with all my prejudices and assumptions, and make him feel even worse. And that will worsen his condition. He'll feel that what a mother, like what a father, what a mother. Nobody's concerned about me. They are concerned about their own whatever stories or assumptions in their head, right? How often we all do this, not just to our children, to a lot of people, right? We have our own assumptions. We have our own. For example, if I switch to, say, I'm talking to you, Kiran. Okay, you're telling mind chattering is going on, and yeah, I'm doing Reiki. I do a little bit of mantras, but yeah, it's just not stopping or whatever. Okay. Now, instead of behaving like an adult, like how I'm doing right now, if I get into this space of what's the point in learning healing, Kiran? Why did you learn so much healing? What are you doing? Why is your mind chattering so much? Don't you know how to stop your thoughts? Do some meditation, do something about it. Why are you complaining about it?
It's very hard. That hits
Right?
harder.
Yeah, but then this is how we react. This is reaction. We all, even out of concern, sometimes we react too much. We make the concern
Vandana,
so
I
big.
did that yesterday night.
Yeah, we all do it sometimes.
I don't know what made me open at 6:30 today. Otherwise, I'm there at 6 o'clock. Wow, I'm so grateful. I'm at terrace and I'm listening to you. Wow, that's so nice.
So ये reaction जब हम लोग करते, अच्छा अब चलो हो गया reaction. Now we have done the reaction. Now what? Get up, get to a call. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. How much time does it take to genuinely apologize and say that, in that time I was reacting too much, but I know you know how to take care of yourself. I know you'll do your best. I know you'll be fine. I know all this mind chatter will stop. I know, Kiran, you're going to be fine. Now, if I come like this, will you not feel better about yourself?
Absolutely. More compassionate.
Yes, it's more, not just compassionate, it's more real, man.
It's more real. Sorry.
It's not a, I'm not trying to put you down, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal that I know better and you don't know anything. I mean, sometimes even I may not know anything. Sometimes when I'm in a fix, I may need your help. I may need somebody's help. So I don't even operate from the space that, if I'm doing these workshops, I'm the facilitator here. That means I know the best. Nothing. I really, honestly speaking, um, it is such a muscle that I have cultivated. Otherwise, I'm the most reactive person. I used to be the most reactive person. Everything was impulse for me. For me, everything was impulsive. At the drop of a hat, I'll scream. I will, I'll get into this panic mode and I'll start shouting and I'll tell people, "Samajh mein nahi aa raha hai kya?" So, why? Because there was so much frustration inside. Why do we react like that? Because day to day, first we have taken so much from everybody, so much frustration we have built inside our bodies, so much hurt we have stored, so much grief and sadness we have stored, so much anger we have suppressed. All of that we have done to ourselves first. And then how do you expect what will come out of my mouth? All that is stored inside me, right? How can peace? Oh, let's talk about peace, world peace. I can't talk about world peace when in my mind, in my body, in every cell of my body, there's so much anger, hurt, sadness, bitterness, blah blah blah, everything. So we have eliminated everything, that is love, and injected everything that is not love. Thanks to all the stupidity of our, even the close relationships that we have. This prejudice, this difference of opinion. I disagree with you. Comparison, competition. Now, what does all of this do? It only minimizes any possibility of better harmony and relationships and more love, more care, more, joy. Everything is gone. And I've been there, done that. I'm not a saint. Okay. I've ruined every possibility of any cordial relationship at one time in my life. I used to like cry, I used to scream, I used to howl, I used to want to die. I used to feel that just living itself is a curse. But from there to here, I'm not saying that it was easy. But yes, I did a lot of work. I did work every day. Anything that is coming, I'm not going to leave it here. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go do some healing. I'm going to ask somebody who knows better than me. I'm going to read some book. I'm going to talk to somebody. But I'm not going to remain in this space. This is what I was committed to. That no matter what, I'm not going to remain in this sad space, earth space, bitterness, in this. Why? Why? Because for me, my loved ones and being in love itself was so important for me. I am a person who likes to love, irrespective. That was another complaint that everybody had. Even if people insult you, you'll still go back to them. And I mean, my husband used to tell me that very often, that कि तू गधी है, तेरे को कोई 4 गाली बकेगा तो भी तू चले जाएगी वापस. So I was like, हाँ, जिस दिन मैं ये सीख जाऊंगी तो उस दिन आपको सबसे पहले छोड़ूंगी. I used to literally, the day I learned, right, that I should not go back to the person who's hurting me and insulting me, you will be the first person I'm going to leave. I filed a divorce, but I've still not left him, by the way.
You haven't understood.
I'm never going to understand.
Mine is the same feeling. I resonate with you because even if I don't care, if insults me, if neglects me, anybody. So like I was in a workspace for 20 years and I was not respected enough. Like I was heading this shop. I was the store manager of a very reputed, very big brand. I knew I was doing my work very well. My boss was okay. But people around would just negate me, So many a times I took advice from my friends and what should I do? But I'm feeling a little uneasy. I want to put up my 100% care. But somehow the situation around is not coordinating. People around are not coordinating. So then the thought would come that I leave the job because I have my self-respect. But I am the person who cares least about the self-respect. I just want to give my 100%.
Yeah.
So that was where I'm resonating with you, that I want to give love to every customer who came to me. I was in a
But see, so these are the things that are innate. I mean, you cannot change them. My friends used to tell me that, don't you have any self-respect? In Tamil they'll say, don't you eat salt? There is some quote there. Okay, namak nahi khati hai kya? Tere ko kuch farak nahi padta hai kya? Like that. Now, all my life I used to think कि मेरे को क्यों नहीं फर्क पड़ता है? Why do I go back to people? Am I a people pleaser? Am I, do I have no self-respect and stuff like that? But yes, after the work that I have done, now, if I won't hurt you, I won't take hurt also. That I have learned. That, that is where the work lies. That, Atman used to sit and tell me that, disrespecting yourself or receiving abuse or receiving anything is also not the best choice, because that is what you store and then you become abusive. If you've stored a lot of abuse in your body, you'll become abusive sooner or later, because what is there inside you? You can only give what is inside of you. If you're not happy, you cannot share happiness for a very long time. Whatever you have accumulated over the years is what you have to distribute, right? Because you don't have anything else. So that realization, when I got, in these conversations like this and workshops, different workshops they have attended. And then I was like, okay, fine. What do I want to accumulate? Okay, what is it that I would like to accumulate? I like to accumulate appreciation. I would like to accumulate more love, more joy, more, blessings and whatever, money, whatever. But I don't want to accumulate more hurt, more bitterness, and everything. So then, when there is any toxicity, if there is something that is not changing, if there is some person in my life where the toxicity is increasing by the day, I will move out of that. I will not remain in that space for a very long time. Even if it's my closest relationship, for some time I'll take a break from that and I'll move out. I will go, thanks to, now that my children are grown up, I can travel, I can do whatever I want. So, like for example, today I'm going to go out, I'm going to travel after almost, those 14 days quarantine and everything done. So I'm going to go out for a week. Why am I going out? Because I realized that, okay, when I'm just being at home and morning to night, laptop, and not going out anywhere, then it's taking a toll on me. Now, okay, fine. I will continue the same morning to evening work, but in a place where there is more nature, where there is, which is rich in nature. So I'm going to travel to a place where there is a lake, where there are trees, where there is mountain, so
Take me
that,
along.
yeah, please come. It's called, I'm going to Hidden Oasis. And nowadays I don't mind spending money on myself. That, okay, I'm just going to go 10 days, it'll cost me some money. Doesn't matter. Am I worth it? Yes, I am. What will I do with the money if I accumulate and if I don't use it for myself? For a very long time in my life, I never used to spend money on myself. I used to think, nah, for my children, for this, for that, even for maybe buying, gadgets or buying this, all that we'll have. For buying a car, we'll do. For buying a laptop, we'll do. For buying a phone, we'll save money. For giving it to children, we'll save money. For giving it to the maid, also we'll give money.
True, so true.
But, खुद पे खर्चा नहीं करना यार. I'm the least important person in my life.
How you're mirroring my own feelings.
So I'm like, in the lockdown, after my daughter, as soon as my daughter got into work and she started earning her own expenses, I said, okay, my duty is over. Both children are now earning. Whatever I had to, save, accumulate, give for their college fees, etc., I've done. Now what? That time, 2 months or 3 months after, lockdown, I think sometime in August, both of us were so, she was like, Mama, yaar, ye laptop pe din bhar kaam karna, it's going to be so taxing. I just can't do this. I said, kaam to chhod nahi sakte, kaam to karna padega. So let's do something. Tu aur main Rishikesh jaate hain.
Wow,
Let's go to
Lovely
Rishikesh.
place.
my favorite place.
And we'll just go stay there in some good hotel, acha Wi-Fi. We both will work from there. And we'll earn good money. We'll have fun. Evenings we'll go and sit at the Ganga and let's do this work. Now, in a not so great situation, we have to create what we can create. And both of us, I spent like a 50,000 bucks. Doesn't matter, my whole half a month, whatever month earning, I just gave it all. Every day, morning, I used to wake up at 5, I used to walk to the Ganga, I used to sit 1 hour there. Then whatever sessions I'm doing, it's even more great. It's
Powerful.
fantastic because then I'm so fresh. And then the people who are connecting to me now, obviously more people want to take sessions from me because my sessions are so great, because I am in such a great space, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that, and then Avni used to have a lot of work and she wouldn't wake up in the morning 5 o'clock, obviously. She's not like that early riser yet. So she was like, Mama, yaar, subah main nahi ja sakti, mere ko shaam ko kabhi leke jao. So I was like, haan, theek hai. One of these days, I said, Ki chal, today let's go in the evening. And evening we both went. We sat 3 hours from say 7 to 10, just near the Ganga. Trust me, when we make choices which are more fun, more joyful, the universe conspires to get us more of that. And when we acknowledge that, so what happened that particular day, every day I'd been going, but that particular day, there was these 5 children children, this is young teenagers. They were having a drum, a guitar, and something, and they were
What
just
more?
singing. They were
Really?
simply singing different songs non-stop. They were singing slowly, social distancing with the mask at a distance around the bank of Ganga. There were so many people sitting and just listening to their songs. Nothing, nobody was, they were not doing it to put on social media. They were just enjoying their song,
Having fun. Yeah.
having fun. And then me and my daughter, we both are singing along, and we are telling, hey, one more song, this song, Farmaish, we are telling them, please sing this song, please sing that song. And those guys were also enjoying. And then I clicked a video of hers and of those people. I posted it on social media, and how much fun we are having. Now, am I extraordinary? So I'm blessed with all this? No, I just make choices. I make choices and I do actions which are contributing to me. And what am I teaching my children? Like yesterday, she's in Goa. Her office has moved to Goa. So yesterday evening, she messaged me that, Mama, I'm very stressed. The work is like really going very hectic. And then now doing all the household jobs, cooking and this and that. She has to take care of everything now herself. So she said, I'm just like pissed off today. I'm just not feeling like talking to anybody. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm just going to walk down the beach. I said, yeah, go. She said, I don't want to talk to anybody. I said, yeah, don't talk. Just go walk down the beach. You'll feel better. Go dip your feet in the ocean. Nature is the best healer. And then I said, and still if it doesn't help, if you want to talk, I'm there. If you want any kind of healing, let me know. She said, nahi, Mama, I don't want anything. I want to learn to manage myself. I said, perfect. You will manage. I know you can. Now here is where all the things that I've learned, the courses that I've done, so many courses. If for example, if my everyday expense used to be a thing to think, will I be able to pay my daughter's fees, etc. Still, despite that, all the work I've done and all the money that I earned in the last 10 years, I would have definitely invested more than 15 lakhs in learning. So what have I done? I have not bought jewelry. I don't have jewelry. I don't have anything so-called, in my bank lockers. But I have invested in everything that is going to make me better. That is going to make my space beautiful. I have decorated my soul. I don't need to decorate my body or my house or anything actually. I don't care. I'm so happy. I'm so joyful. And I feel that every money, every penny that I invested is totally worth it. And apart from investing money, I've invested my time. I've invested of me. Like if you guys don't wake up in the morning 6:30 and sit here for 1 hour, you won't get what you're getting right now, right? You're getting it because you're investing you. You're taking out time for yourself. This taking out time for yourself and the things that you love to do, the things that are going to be contributing to you, whether they are fun or not fun. For a very long time, in Axis and all, they say, what if the purpose of life was only to have fun? But can we always only have fun? Let's be honest. We
No.
can't. It's an unreal statement. Okay, that what if the purpose of life was only to have fun? No, it doesn't actually show up like that. When people are dying like this, we can't have fun, right? But for me, I just, I used to ponder on all of these things, and I changed my statement to, what if all the choices I make are going to be contributing to me? Instead of fun or no fun, doesn't matter. But I would like to make choices that are contributing. If I'm going to tire myself in working, say for a corporate and earning, say X amount of money, I would rather tire myself in doing and learning things which are going to make my body healthier and make my being happier and my being more joyful and my reality way better than I can imagine. So these are the things which I have purposely moved out of the regular way of life and chosen a way of life which is going to always contribute to me that which works for me, not the things that work for other people, the things that work for me and the people who are important to me, my children, my husband or my brother, my baby, my mother, my father. Then if I have to go beyond, then my clients, then my, everybody, whoever is in touch with me, the people who are participating in my workshop. So for the longest period of time when I was not into any healing, on Krishna is, I'm a ardent devotee of Krishna. So I used to go to the Krishna temple, say, occasionally, and then especially after Krishna Janmashtami, the next day, I would go that Nandutsav thing, and it'll go on for like 2-3 hours. So much of joy and fun and distribution and celebration. But sitting over there, I used to like connect to Krishna, and I used to think of all the people in my life, my relatives, my friends, my cousins, and I'll think of each and every name, and I would say, Krishna bless them, bless them, bless them, bless them. What I realize is the foundation of reaching where I have reached is the inherent uh, capacity of love and connection that we all have, and feeding that more, contributing more to the ability to love, contributing more to the ability to connect to people, and not just for earning money, not just for us with an agenda. Okay, yes, all that is important. I'm not saying money is not important, career is not, everything we have to do. If we are in this birth, we have to do all the things that we've come here to do. And it has to be a whole life. There has to be entertainment, there has to be career, there has to be education, there has to be, source of income, there has to be family, relationships, friends, hobbies, everything we must have time for. From which space are we doing everything is so important. Are we doing it from a desperate space that if I don't do this, what will happen? Are we doing it from the pain space that, oh, I'm so much in pain, but still I have to do it? Okay. Or am I doing it, I have to prove something to somebody? What is the space that we are operating from? That is so important. And if we are not in a great space, that is where the work lies. That, okay, am I just going on mechanically with life just because I have to? Is just, survival the only thing that is important? No. Like, for example, when I got to know about that one participant of my regular workshops, one regular participant of my workshops, his wife messaged me, and he's a very senior person, that he's in the ICU. I was so troubled because that person is a beautiful person. And then I just asked her, please ask him permission. He's in the ICU, but ask him permission, I'll do some healing. Okay. And that person has contributed so much to my workshops, to my life. I don't even know him. I've never met him. He's a senior person and a coach, life coach and other things. But Hamesha, he's been an encourager that, Vandana, your workshops are great and you're doing great work and this and that. And he'll send me books. He'll gift me books. So there has been a different connection without even having met ever. Only through lockdown, he has come to my workshops online. So when I got to know, I did a shamanic journey for him and everything. I got permission. And 1 week down the lane, yesterday, when so many death news are coming in all the 3 batches of Souls Temple, I was like, oh my God, did he also die? I don't want to listen to all of this anymore. I got into this very shrunk space of shit, man. Why everybody's dying? It's so difficult. My bhabhi's cousin, young cousin, died yesterday. she was so upset. A day before, she was so happy that, he's getting better. And the next day he died. I was like, it is so unpredictable. Like, today we are happy and tomorrow somebody may die. What is the value? What are we doing in this entire day? Am I going to, if I have to die today, if someone has to die today, whom I love, what can I contribute to them? Which I will not have to regret tomorrow if I don't get to see them again. And then I called, I don't even have his wife's number because from his number, his wife had messaged. So I saw the last scene is Saturday. I was like, oh my God. And my heart was like, so much on my chest. It was heavy. But still I made a call. But then the call wasn't reciprocated. I was like, okay, fine. Whatever it is, I'm just okay. I'm not resisting it. I'm willing to look at it the way it is. I just put a message on the same number that I don't have your number, Mrs. Padma. And I said, please message me back. How is he? After like 5, and then I did Soul's Temple, feeling heavy, being fearful of this person might die is my Soul's Temple. Feeling heavy with all the news of death I've heard is my Soul's Temple. My need to take on all this heaviness is my Soul's Temple. My need to heal people is my Soul's Temple. My resistance to let go this heaviness is my Soul's Temple. I did all of that just sitting quietly on my chair. After 5 minutes, I got a call and it was him. He was like, hi, Bandana. I said, oh my God, like, I'm so happy to hear your voice. You can't imagine. I can't even tell you. It's like, it's like music to my ears. Thank you for being alive. This person is like, what?
क्या हो गया?
I don't even know. I've never met him, okay? He must be 60 plus, 65, something. I don't know. Yeah. He's in the ICU. I said, where are you? He said, I'm still in the ICU. So, but I'm like, no, thank you for being alive. And this is the way I spoke to him. He started laughing in the ICU. He's like, yeah, everything is better, Bandana. I said, see, I did the healing. I got this awareness. There's a lot more work you have to do. This is not a time to die and all. Just get out of that bed
But Vandana,
and
when you
get back
said
to life.
that you're still alive, actually the sentence was heavy, but it made it feel light.
Yes.
I mean, आपने जब वो बोला मुझे लगा ये सेंटेंस मैं तो कभी नहीं बोलूं, लेकिन आपके मुंह से जब ये उसके लिए निकली ना, तो वंदना मुझे ऐसे लगा कि you have really that feeling for him to be in the world.
Yes. And that
Yes,
is what we can
very
give
light
to
sentence.
everybody in our life.
Yeah.
And this is what we got to do, because we just got to tell people that you're important, man. You're not, I don't want you to die. I want you to be alive.
Like, but that sentence was a little heavy, Thank God you are alive,
All the same, you just said, where are you coming from?
Yeah, the space that
That's
I'm operating
important.
from.
Yeah.
And then I told him, you have to do a lot of more work and get out of this ICU very soon. And then I want to meet you. And yeah, Bandana. I said, how is your physical body? Anything else that I can do? He said, no, physical body is much more comfortable. Financially, I'm completely broke. He said, itne dino ka hospital ka kharcha. And my wife was also in the hospital. I said, see, finances and all, we can recover. Okay. All that is okay. You're good at your work. You'll earn more money. You have children who are earning money. It'll all come. Don't bother. Don't think about that anymore. Right now, think about how soon you can come out of the ICU. And then join my workshops.
Sure, you're for sure coming from the space of love.
Yeah,
I can
and
see
so
that.
this is what I talk. And then I realized, wow, can it be that simple that we just tell the people who are in the hospital, go to them, hold their hand, and tell them that, you know what, I want you to come out of this soon. Instead of making it a reason for panic and, oh my God, it's going to get worse. Oh my God, he's in the hospital. Oh my God, that. Oh my God, that. Because then what is the energy that we are contributing to the people? They are already thinking they are going to die. They are already in the ICU. They're already, in a space. Now we all
But-
also, shit man, kya hoga, pata nahi kya hoga, what will happen. Now here is where, these conversations, why am I doing these conversations? I'm just doing these conversations that it can be even simpler than this. You don't even have to do Soul's Temple. You just have to tell to those people that you are important. You have to tell to those people that I need you. I need you to be alive for me. I care for you. I love you. I want to see you fine faster. But we don't do any of that. None of us go and express that.
Vandana, I just felt one thing I want to share that first of all, you said first clear your own space. If you're still in that fearful space, you cannot see
You
this world
cannot.
clearly.
Definitely you cannot.
So
With
you
that
first,
heaviness on the chest, I couldn't have spoken to him like this.
yes,
I sat, I acknowledged that, oh my God, I'm feeling fearful that this might happen, that might happen. So many thoughts. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I was also acknowledging that since morning I've been hearing on all calls about deaths. So that is why it's not just one person, it's an accumulated collective feeling. So I just did Soul's Temple for everything. And then after that, I could smile. After that, when I spoke to some other person called, I was just laughing. So, and then I was like, yaar, aaj subah se bahut sare death ke news aaye, ye wo. So I was a little upset. So then people are like, man, you're just incredible. How do you have that much capacity to handle that much? So for me, it's like, I work on it. I don't sit with it. I don't dwell on it. I make sure that the energy shifts. I make sure my focus shifts. I make sure I change this inside me first. And when I change it inside me, it's much more easier to change it outside me. It's much more easier than if my daughter is stressed. I don't bring that my inner stress out. When she messages me, I don't tell her, Kire, times are very bad, don't go out to the beach. To tere ko bhi corona ho gaya to kya, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. I don't spread any panic. I tell her, it's okay. Abhi to, go in a time when you're alone and just walk on the beach and come. Doesn't matter. So this is where, when you give yourself the permission to have ease, you can give another the energy of that you can also have ease. It's okay to have ease. It's okay to be fine. It's okay to get better. Most of us are also dying out of the guilt of being the privileged one. When there is so much pain around, how can I be happy? But really, why would I not be happy? I would be. I would choose to be happy because I have the capacity to be happy. I have the capacity to be healthy. I'll do everything that it takes for me to be healthy and happy. And I will tell more people that you can also do this. Instead of feeling guilty about shit when so many people are dying, how can I smile? No, I will smile as widely as possible. Because then in the morning people come and tell me, oh, we are coming on these morning calls to see your smile. But first of
Vandana?
all, I'm giving myself the permission to do that, right? We all have to give ourselves the permission to be happy, healthy, joyful, irrespective.
So Vandana, I just want to say one word. Like yesterday, there was a power failure in the morning class.
Yeah.
And I was somehow, after we started again, I was laughing with you. So my daughter got up with a jerk. She's saying, Mom, at 6:30 in the morning, what are you laughing for? I mean, it was a power failure. There's nothing good happening around. And she was shocked. I said, I've joined a class to learn how to laugh.
Yes.
She woke up in her sleep and, Mom, I've never seen you laughing like this.
This is what I want to hear from everybody on the
Love
call
you.
in a month.
Love you, Daddy.
Thank you. Thank you for choosing Like, thank you for laughing, irrespective of power failure and all failures.
Hmm.
Because failures are not, failures are not that which are going to decide our life. Failures happen. Okay, failure ho gaya. I flunked in some class, or I failed in this project that I did. I failed in something. It's okay, man. What? It's not the end of life. Nothing is actually the end of life unless we choose to make it the end of life. Everything can be handled. We all have like super capacity to handle things, but we use everything that we have against us, and that is where the work lies. Let's use our capacities for us as much as we want to use it for other people. First, I am important. My body, my health, my life is the primary concern or importance of primary importance, and then everything else. And that is where these are the conversations I want to do. Like, I just feel that today I was feeling that even after 1 month, I'm not going to stop this morning call. At least if I can't do 3 calls in a day, I'm going to do at least 1 in a day, and I'm going to do that as long as possible. Not because it is um, you know getting me anything, but because it's getting me to a discipline first. It is getting me to every day
Wake up on time.
on time. It's getting me to wake up and talk those things that I so love to spread in the world. I so love to spread this joy and this fun, laughter, ease in the world. And how can I do that? Because I have given myself the permission to have that in the first place.
And Vandana, if you choose to do that, I'm going to be a permanent, listener every single day, every single morning.
Then one day I'll become Chibani,
I promise you.
Brahma Kumari.
You can't be anybody else. You'll only be Bandhana only.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. I don't want to become anything.
Yeah.
I'm happy being Bandhana. Because Bandhana is unique. God made me Bandhana for some reason. Why do I want to be anybody else? So, yeah, I mean, when we start loving our lives and what all the gifts that we have so much, and when we start being grateful for all that we have so much, I don't think anything is difficult to change. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Like yesterday, after my Bhabhi's cousin died, since morning I didn't even talk to her. I got the news in the morning. I was like, what do I tell her? How do I talk to her? I don't even know what I'll do. Then I didn't even call her till the night. Only after 6 p.m. workshop, after the energy pulls and everything, and then after talking to Surya and everything, I just messaged her that, Bhabhi, I hope you're better. And I know it is difficult. I know it is sad. And it's, I didn't know कि मैं call करके क्या बात करूँ. So I didn't call her. I was just being very authentic. So she just messaged me कि हाँ जीजी, दर्द तो है बहुत. मेरा भाई है. बचपन से हम लोग साथ में खेले कूदे हैं. अब वो चला गया है. तो दुख तो होगा. शायद 3-4 दिन, 10 दिन, 15 दिन के बाद वो भी कम हो जाएगा. सब हम लोग अपने अपने रूटीन में वापस लग जाएंगे. पर उसकी जगह तो कोई नहीं ले सकता. मैं बोली हाँ एग्जैक्टली कोई नहीं ले सकता उसकी जगह. सो देन शी इज टेलिंग मी कि क्योंकि मैं बहुत अपसेट थी, मैं क्लास में 3 बजे आई नहीं. आई सेड यू डोंट हैव टू टेल मी सॉरी फॉर दिस. तुमको 4 दिन और नहीं आना है, मत आना. जब ठीक लगेगा, you can hear the recordings. It's okay. If you don't want to come the entire time now, it's okay. I'll come. When I can, I'll come to Chennai and I'll sit with you. We'll talk about it. So, how much does it make the other person feel that you are more important than anything that I am doing? Or anything that I know or I don't know? Your feelings are more important. I know I may not know exactly what was your relationship with your cousin and how much it is hurting, but I definitely know that you're hurting, and the least I can do is acknowledge that it's okay for you to feel hurt and take your time. When you feel like coming out of this, we'll talk. Right now, I don't have the strength to talk to you because I don't even know how can I reduce your hurt in this moment. Now, these are the things which I have learned over a period of time, how to respond to people in a way they feel received. As much as I want to be received by all of you, even the other people want to be received, right? Who are talking to me. So these are uh, developments that I have done in my communication, in the way, with the same people I have with my bhabhi or my brother. I would have fought, I would have been bitter, I would have been everything that, like anybody else. With time, I have learned to express my true feelings in a very authentic way without trying to camouflage it, without making anything significant. Because what am I doing? I'm just acknowledging my real feelings just the way it is. And when you are being that authentic, when you're talking about your real feelings, everybody understands. And even if they don't understand, sooner or later they will. They will know that this person is coming from an authentic space. This level of authenticity, it takes work to practice that. And first of all, it takes to be authentic to yourself. That what am I feeling in this moment? And that this is, see, it's not just about Soul's Temple. When I'm doing these conversations, I'm not doing Soul's Temple the entire 1 hour, right? I'm doing these conversations. These are my life experiences, and my YouTube channel, when I made it 5 years back, when I didn't put any video on it, the name of it was Life Speaks. Are you listening? Life keeps on giving us these things. Are we listening? Is important. Do we have time to listen to what life has to say? And if we do, if we love our life and if we listen to life and we tell that, you know what, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be alive. And I would love for everyone that I love until they die to be alive. And when I say being alive, it's not just surviving. It is like living everything that is possible with this human body. So yeah, we are at 7:42, 1 hour done. Today, I want you all to kind of only tell me one line about what all this conversation made you feel. And then we'll just affirm that that's it.
I would like to say that everything can be transformed. You
Perfect.
don't have, only if you make a choice.
Yes. So, yeah, let's all one by one we'll say, and then one by one we'll affirm. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Trusting that everything can be transformed by making a choice is my soul's temple. Nikita, what do you have to say? Are you with us, Nikita?
Yeah.
So, what do you want to share? Do you want to say anything or you don't want to say anything?
Actually, I cannot meet. I am in office right now.
You're in office.
Yeah, I've just put my headphones.
At this time, where are you? I mean, you're from India or somewhere else?
I'm working at Johnson and Johnson.
Okay, fine. Cool. So, anything, just one word that what all this conversation made you feel? Just in case you were listening.
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. Yes. Thank you, Rupal. So, knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Knowing that this too shall pass is my soul's temple. Yeah, so Kiran,
My take for today is that your intent is very important, and clearing your space and making it joyful for inside and outside.
cool.
Uh,
So my intention to clear my space inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple.
inside and outside.
My
is my
intention
soul's temple.
to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. My intention to keep my space clear inside and outside is my soul's temple. Yeah, Gunjan.
Believe in yourself and universe will do the best for you.
Perfect. So, believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Believing in myself and acknowledging that the universe will do the best for me is my soul's temple. Vandana.
So this is my first session. I'll be honest with you. understanding and feeling how the work is going and what is happening. I've not even actually come in contact with Soul's Temple before. So I think for me, it's more, I was in a space of understanding and discovery. And I woke up actually this morning with a very upset stomach. I've been stressed for 4 or 5 days and high levels of stress and anxiety. And I think finally I felt sick, and my gut always gives up on me. So I was not in such a good space when I started the call, but I said, I have to do this call. Like, I must get on and try and heal myself. So I think I came more from a space of self healing
Mm.
and see how I could be healed.
Mm. And how are you feeling now?
I think the stomach is still a little out, and I'm feeling a little lighter, little lighter.
Mm.
But I do feel my energies have become very dense and heavy, and I've taken on other people's negative energies, and now I have reached a point where I am feeling very heavy and dense.
Mm. Never mind. So let's address that. Um, Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. Taking on other people's heaviness and feeling heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My need to take on other people's heaviness and feel heavy is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of this heaviness, my resistance to let go the need to take other people's heaviness and my heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go of my heaviness and the need to take other people's heaviness is my soul's temple. What's happening, Vandana, now?
I am feeling lighter. I am feeling lighter. But
Yeah.
more thoughts have come in
What
about
kind of thoughts?
that this speaking on other people's happiness is not setting my boundaries and allowing them to stamp all over me. That thought has come.
Perfect. Let's do this. Let's. If it has come, it is for everyone. Okay. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp on my foot is my soul's temple.
Stamp all over me.
Stamp all over me. Okay. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. Not setting my boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allow people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My need to not set my energetic boundaries and allowing people to stamp over me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep the non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. My resistance to set my energetic boundaries and keep non-contributing energies away from me is my soul's temple. Yeah, Vandana. Anything else?
Yeah. So now, while doing this, the thought came up is that, the fear of saying what I am, so there was a conflict situation, and now the conflict is dying down. But I have many things, and there's a fear of asking the questions, or putting my point of view across, which will maybe inflame the conflict all over again and create, start the conflict all over again. So I have certain things that I want to discuss and say, but I have a fear of speaking up.
Fear of speaking up. So, what will happen if you speak up, and what is that fear?
If I speak up, the conflict would start all over again.
And what will happen if the conflict starts again?
If we will go back to fighting and people walking out again on this entire project that we're working.
Okay, cool. So, if I have to, in a nutshell, what is the biggest fear?
Fear of conflict. Everything going to pieces.
Okay, I just saw Nikita's message, staying calm in this situation. So we'll first address that and then we'll go there. Okay. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Staying calm in this situation is my soul's temple. Okay. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. This is for you, Vandana. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Waiting for the right time to speak up and communicating my wisdom well is my soul's temple. Does this make you feel better, Vandana?
Yes, can I say one more thing?
Yes,
If I'm taking too much time, please tell me.
I
So-
will.
Yeah, okay. So as we were doing this, the thought came up that all of us as girls in our families from childhood our voices have been suppressed. And when I was the youngest, so the male son is allowed to speak, the male son is allowed to go out, the male son doesn't have to work in the kitchen, he's always served. Or the father, and as the youngest daughter or as the daughter, it's like tum chup raho. And then when you get married, you're the daughter-in-law, and it's tum chup raho. And your voice is always suppressed as a girl, child, and as you grow up, that fear of voicing your opinion because you've always been told to shut up. You know, your opinion doesn't count because you don't know what you're saying. You couldn't be knowing what you're saying. You're a girl, and you're youngest. You know,
Fine. So yeah, for the other people who are on board, if you want to leave now, you can leave. I mean, if you're thinking that's getting late, and you can always listen to the recording later. Okay. So Vandana, I'm going to take only one more step, and then we'll pause it here. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. Being the girl child and always being told to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. My need to shut up is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. The benefit I receive by complying to their voices is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My fear of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My need to be fearful of voicing my opinion is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to let go the benefit of compliance and choose to stand up for myself is my soul's temple. Yeah, how are you, Vandana?
While doing it, first I felt some gas rise up from my belly. And then when we did the resistance part of it, then my back and entire back started hurting, but not in a bad way. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt some release happening, and I realized that I'm storing whatever this is in my back. I do have lower back issues.
Yeah, so now what you can do is sit with all the symptoms that are showing up. For example, if right now what's happening in your back?
It's just feeling painful, like like constricted.
So simply whatever is coming, the three simple steps are, for example, whatever is the feeling or pain, feeling that is my soul's temple 11 times. My need to feel that is my soul's temple 11 times. My resistance to let go of this feeling is my soul's temple 11 times. So when it is coming up, sit with yourself. I'm going to log off, but sit with yourself and address everything that comes till your body feels lighter.
Okay.
And then you will see the change.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Lovely session. Thank you.
Thank you.